All right. Welcome to We Are Something Else, episode 83, Keys Open Doors. And we are continuing our Black Business series tonight. And tonight on the show, we have Mr. Vaughn Marshall from TheLilKeyShop. Javon, welcome to the show.
Thank you, y'all. Thank you. Happy to be here.
And glad you could join us. So Vaughn will be sitting in with us tonight talking all things keys and locksmith. But before we get to that, fellas, what's good? E Rich, how are you?
Good, man. Good workout in today. Work week was a little hectic, but we pushing through. So just glad to be here for the podcast and get a little breather.
Okay, CB.
It's Thursday. Ready for the weekend. Ready for Super Bowl weekend. It's a little bit different, not having like big Super Bowl parties going on and stuff like that's. Normally my dad's cooking like steak sandwiches and, we're having people over and doing all that. So a little bit different, but, things are good. Like E Rich, just got my workout in. So, I'm ready for a good show with you guys.
Okay. Superfly.
Yo, what's happening? We here another week, man. It's we're moving forward, it seems like in the country, and you know what I mean? Let's just keep rocking.
Where is it? We're all here. We're right here. But with that, you know what time it is. All right, fellas, let's wrap. What are we gonna start at? Let's start with this right here. So football season is drawing. This actually is the last weekend of football season right here, and big blockbuster trade we got going on here. So we had Jared Goff and Matt Stafford essentially switching places, but not necessarily one for one. Because I think if you read the details of this deal, the Lions made out on the back end of this deal right here. Before I give my comments, I'm gonna go around and see how you guys feel about this trade. Vaughn, you got anything to say about it?
I'm actually not familiar with the trade. I'm one of those guys that work all the time.
Hey, there you go.
And not always up on, what's current, as it relates to sports and whatnot. So I'm gonna sit back and listen to. I'm gonna get my information from y'all tonight.
There you go.
Real talk.
E, what you got to say?
At this point, everybody knows that Matthew Stafford deal that Detroit did back then was already just. I mean, nobody really wanted to mess with it, right? And then if you look at it, he's actually a decent quarterback, just on a bad team. It never really, it never really got to anything. Does he have something in Rams? For sure. But what is Detroit getting with Goff? I think it's a downgraded passer, but we'll see. You know what? To be honest, I'm not even entertained by this trade. I'm more so waiting for what's out there with Dak. I'm waiting to see what Deshaun's gonna do, because I feel like those are really that's gonna really tilt the balance beam of how this draft, I think, it even goes, seeing as though old boy from Clemson is supposed to be coming out. But it's this is the year that we want to really see what the quarterbacks bring to the table.
Right. Superfly.
Well, like our beloved Washington football team, there's has never really been any other team as mediocre as the Detroit Lions. So, you know what I mean? I just think that it's an opportunity for Stafford to try to get a chip. But Detroit has never really, lived up to expectations, either, with or without him. So, especially, I mean, I guess even given since the Megatron days, like that was probably the last time that these guys were really exciting like that. So, and Goff, again, is a lot like Stafford in that really hasn't lived up to the draft pick. And, we'll see what happens in LA. I'm kind of like Vaughn in that, like, I don't care, like, but you know what I mean. It'll be interesting to see. You know what I mean?
And we ain't got no dog in that fight.
Right.
If you talking about the Washington football team, then we got a dog in that fight.
I thought they
I
would
don't
have
even
won
got
that.
a dog in that fight.
Right.
I
It
got
had
like
been
a
rumored.
fish. Like,
It had been rumored that Washington was going to go after Stafford. I think there was something on the
I saw that
table.
too.
It was something on the table up until
They did
they
go after
undercut
him.
him.
Yeah.
So what do you
From
think,
what I
CB?
heard is that Washington had like the better deal initially, and I mean, at the end of the day,
Can't do nothing about them draft
LA
picks.
is LA is trying to win now. Like they were literally just in the Super Bowl. What was that? 2 years ago. They really are set up from a team standpoint individually. Like they need to make their run now. And Goff is exceptionally average. The best got brought out of him by McVay in that offense. McVay is a quarterback guru. His offenses have been, very productive. So really, it's a good move, in my opinion, for LA now. As far as Detroit goes, they're getting a bunch of picks, and they've already come out and said that, like, because they have a new regime in there, like, completely. They're basically, as far as, that goes, LA got Goff's terrible contract off the books. And so, it's one of those things where I'm going to expect Detroit to be kind of terrible again next year. They got two of their best playmakers are free agents to be. So, it's not like Goff is going to have much help to start out with. And he's definitely not proven to be a guy that can take a team and bring them up a notch by himself. He's not a Deshaun Watson. He's not a Dak Prescott, in my opinion. Like he's exceptionally average. And I think that Stafford is going to Stafford might have maybe his second best year of his career coming up, because people forget he threw for 5,000 yards when he was a youngin, when he was throwing to Megatron out there. So I like the trade for LA now, and Detroit, whatever, man. It's Detroit.
Vaughn, number 5 loves you.
Who's number 5? Who's number 5?
You see the comments? Nia Marshall, please, Vaughn. His number 5 loves you.
Yeah, that's one of my offsprings. She better love me.
Stafford's past his prime.
Exactly. That's the youngest one of them.
5?
She better love me.
We can get into that later. I got 3. I can't imagine 5.
I got 5. She's still getting payments. She better love me.
As a Clemson alum, Deshaun's price tag is too high. Yeah. So I think that the deal is, I mean, the Rams don't get a first-round draft pick for 7 years.
They haven't had a first-round pick since Goff was a first-round pick. They've basically been treated.
Right.
It's almost like Goff scared them out for first-round picks.
Vaughn doing more than cutting keys.
I'm sitting here trying to, while y'all chopping it up, I'm sitting here trying to get in the know, because I hate to be the oldest one in this group with the least bit of input.
There you go.
So I'm sitting here while y'all carrying on. I'm trying to get in the know.
There you go.
Because I got several, real close friends in Detroit, and when you're talking about the D, you got to be talking about it. So
there you go. Yeah,
I'm trying to get in the know.
One point in time, they were like a respected franchise. And you had Barry, then you had the Megatron days. But I think the trade probably at this point is probably going to benefit the Rams, because Stafford's not a bad quarterback, and he's got a decent team behind him. All he has to do at this point is his gunsling, right? So it'll be interesting to see what happens. I mean, it's not big news right now, just because of the simple fact that we're going on the Super Bowl and we got 2 better quarterback options getting ready to play this weekend, right? What's next? So this happened. This happened in E's backyard, right?
I
This is
I was in the A, but we'll
oh,
take
that
it.
wasn't A, right? Okay, this is
Let 'em
courtside
know.
Karen. There you go. This is courtside Karen right here, right? So during the Lakers Hawks game, you see LeBron kind of going back and forth with somebody in the crowd, right? And everybody always assumes it's going to be a guy, right? But then when the camera pans, is this lady right here, right? But apparently, her and her husband, or her husband and LeBron were going back and forth, and he must have said something that cut real deep, and she got involved. And at this point, I mean, first of all, I forgot that we're in a pandemic, and they got fans in the crowd, right? And you got, I mean, this is just entertaining. I really don't care one way or another about it, but this is top headline news, right? It's all over the place. This is headline every news, platform. Anybody got any comment on this?
I'm gonna bring the old school to the mix. So I follow this chick on Instagram, Facebook, all of that, Tanya TKO. And anytime your woman has got to be your defender, that says something about you.
Absolutely.
I'm just saying, I'm old school. You know what I'm saying? So when I looked at it, as I follow it, what I see is she trying to get her 3 minutes of fame.
Absolutely.
And if I was her guy, I would be like, just chill. Let me handle this. But that's the old school.
There you go,
old.
right?
Yeah.
You got another Mimi Marshall. Most definitely, he's the key to all of his daughters' hearts.
I can't see these comments.
Oh, you can't? Okay. Yeah, well, they're right here. And I think we'll do this one. So, y'all gonna have to pardon my French, but in dumbass nigga news.
So, I mean, you moved on. I didn't get none of the rest of the fellas' input on that whole thing.
LeBron did the right thing. He carried it the right way. I haven't seen anything after that, but he carried it the right way.
Yeah.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
And it's Bron. I mean, if he wants her gone, he want her gone. I mean, it was just entertainment story.
She was gone. She got escorted out.
Right.
You know, her white privilege card didn't get played. Good night.
Oh yeah, not over Bron.
Good night.
But the thing
so
with
this right here, okay.
The thing with it though, right, is it was the interview afterwards where Bron was like, I don't think they should have been kicked out. And it was only because it was just a back and forth. Now she escalated by getting up and pointing and doing all of this and all of that. But even if old boy was just sitting there and they was going back and forth, that happens anywhere. Hell, that happens when you and your boys go play ball and the cats are sitting on the bench waiting to play. That's what they doing, But she escalated it, and she didn't, she wanted to pop off and act like, her weave was, worth something. And that was when they said, oh, no, you got to go, because now you're trying to upstage the situation, right?
Yeah, she was trying to get her 3 minutes.
Yeah, I mean, you bring too much attention to something that didn't even need to be all of that. And because now you got to go. And she was like, LeBron got us kicked out. When he was like, I didn't tell him to get kicked out.
Plus, she ain't have her mask on. Like, put your mask up, shorty. Like, you can't be.
Exactly.
Like, we ain't playing that right now.
And even Brian hit him with I noticed that she didn't have her mask on while she was yelling. I hope the refs and everybody who was close, because then now they're going to be looking at her real goofy if something comes back and somebody tests positive, because she was out there being real reckless. But again, it's because LeBron was yelling at her man. So
I'm looking at him. When she was carrying on like that, I mean, I don't know, y'all got wives, girlfriends, booze, chicks on the side.
I'm married.
I'm like, if I'm old school, I mean, I'm just not gonna have my significant other carrying on like that. You know what I'm saying? Not in that type of setting. I mean, I'm gonna support her if she's like, but I'm gonna be like, look, I got this. Look, let me get this. I got this.
And when's the last time anybody's been to a game and you gonna cut up? I mean, it's not like people going to games all the time here. So
Oh,
Yeah.
I haven't been out of my house since last June. Just
Yeah.
kidding. But I haven't been to a game in forever.
Yeah. No,
So, but I mean, just me personally, if I was out at a show or whatever, a carnival, a juggling act, a corner act, and my significant other, I just believe that me as the man I'm supposed to play a role. And if I'm going back and forth with a dude, then, I'm just like, folks need to play their positions.
absolutely.
But that's just me. I'm old school now. I mean, I know it's a little different for y'all, especially if the woman has to be assertive. So,
Yeah.
but that's just me.
I had heard a rumor about her guy too. I'd heard he was at one point the spokesman for the blue pill, but I don't know. So I didn't bring that up because I couldn't find nothing to verify that.
I mean, LeBron lifted it up, saying he was the steroid queen. Sit your steroid ass down.
And that's that pill then, not the other.
Yep.
So who this is Uzi, right? I get all these
right.
these little rappers mixed up. So this dude, I guess he's gonna start a trend, and he got what is it, $250,000? I don't know how much it's worth, but the dude got a
24.
diamond, 24 million,
Got that vision.
implanted in the middle of his head, right? And in this picture right here, you can see the blood
Say
dripping
that.
down. You can see the blood dripping down, and this look, I don't know.
Is it
I mean,
still in there? Did he get it removed? Does anybody know?
It's still there.
He not getting that removed.
He said this
You
is
better do
his prized
something.
possession. Like this specific diamond, he's been paying off since 2017, and someone tweeted at him and asked him what is his like most prized possession, and he said this diamond. Like that joint's not going anywhere. And he said that it's the chance of him losing it if it's or a chain or something.
Does anyone else in the world have anything like this? Like, have y'all ever heard of anything like this before?
no,
Not
no.
not on this level, but there are people out there that have they've gotten studs and stuff like that embedded on them, like whether like I know, well I think it's a cat out here in LA that got something like he got I think he got like studs on his knuckles or something like that. Like it's just some weird stuff, but that's more or less, like I said, not us, if you will.
Right.
That's just going into this because this beats out any face tattoo that any rapper ever got at this point. This is just the worst.
This is stupid. I mean, now you know what to go for. Now you know what to go for. It's right there on his forehead.
I don't know. What's his name out of New Orleans? That was with
Wayne?
Baby. Lil
Wayne?
Wayne. Yes. That's some face tattoos for you.
Right.
But like I said, the tattoo.
Wayne went from being the lady killer to being the gremlin.
I mean, he can get all that lasered off. That diamond, though, that's a for sure bounty on your head at any given moment.
Yeah, that's the part that I don't get, man. Like, what?
Listen to this. Some of the lasers not gonna save none of that. If Lil Wayne went in right now and did laser on his face, he would still look like he should be under a bridge scaring children. I'm just saying. So he can laser that off his face.
Yeah. I just think
if any one of my daughters would have at that, they would get disavowed.
I just think that, I mean, when you start doing face tattoos, like you really put yourself in a bracket of only certain type of jobs, and rap careers don't last long, and not everybody's in the league, right? But
right.
I got one thing to say about this, and we can transition into the Black Business Series. Is when I look at this, the first thing when I heard the story was Dave Chappelle. They should have never gave you niggas money. That's exactly what I'm thinking right there. It's ridiculous. So, with that said, we're here doing our Black Business Series, and tonight, let's get rid of this. Tonight we have Mr. Vaughn Marshall from the Little Key Shop joining us tonight. Welcome, Vaughn.
Hello, everybody.
So,
Black owned, black operated.
there you go. So I'm gonna kick off the first round of questions. How have you been doing during this pandemic?
So the interesting thing about the pandemic as it relates to the locksmith business, people are still getting out. They're still losing their keys. They're still getting locked out. I mean, I haven't missed a beat since the pandemic. I wouldn't say business is better, but it's been pretty consistent. Nothing's changed. I mean, the locksmith business is considered essential. You know what I'm saying? So when DCs stopped having folks moving, we were still able to move because people were still getting locked out. They were still losing their keys, cars, homes, still getting locked out of their homes. So the pandemic really didn't affect me business wise. So my Sunday is cars, and people are going to get in their cars. They're going to get locked out and lose their keys. And that's pretty much, what I made my business for the last 28 years. Locked out, lost keys business.
Nice.
So, since you your focus is on cars, like how has that changed as cars have become like more technology driven? Some of them don't even have keyholes. Like, are you able to kind of work within the newer technology cars?
Absolutely. So the reason why, I've been in the business for 28 years. I was actually in the business when the whole transponder key, security key came into existence. And despite the fact that it evolves constantly, Tesla and other companies where you can use your phone and you don't physically have a key, it's like these electronic locks. Even though you can push the button or open them with your phone, they're still mechanical. And as long as there's some mechanical components to these locks, I'm always be in the business. There's always going to be somebody, there's always going to have to be somebody to come out and service the mechanical part of it, and the electronic part for that, for the most part. So even though the business has evolved, a locksmith today has got to evolve with the business. And I've had no choice. I've been in it longer than most of the folks here have been alive.
You must be talking about the ones in the comment section.
I can't see the comment section. So.
Yeah, I'll let you know, everybody who you see a face on here definitely older than some 20 anything. So, but I guess what initially got you into the lock business, and what was it that that kept you going for like the 28 years and never pivot to something else?
So that's a really good question, because I went to school to take X-rays, and I took X-rays in the late 80s and early 90s, and I worked over DC General when I first got out of X-ray school, and that was like during the height of the cocaine craze, and it was DC General and X-rays. Oh my God, it was a nightmare. If you've ever seen MASH, and I know that's a little dated, but if you ever seen MASH, it was trauma, blood and guts every night. So I got out of doing X-rays in 1993, and I barely got left the DC General with my sanity, and I was like, I don't know what I'm gonna do. So I answered an ad in the Washington Post. Guy was looking for automotive locks, looking for an automotive locksmith trainee. I called him. I said, look, I don't know anything about locksmithing. I can name all 206 bones in the body and the joint spaces between them. He wasn't impressed. But he said, I'm going to put you with my best guys, and I'm going to teach you. They're going to teach you how to pick locks, make keys, repair, install. And I worked for him for 6 years. And eventually, I decided I was going to try to do my own thing. So I didn't pick locksmithing; it picked me.
Nice.
So when I say it picked me, is once I was introduced to it, I didn't realize that I could become good at it. And I, the Aries Alpha in me is not going to allow me to work for somebody else. So in 28 years, I've built the probably the only, no, not probably, I'm the only automotive locksmith physical location in DC right now. So, and I specialize in cars. I've been doing it for if you go to the dealer, they can't make your key or they can't repair your lock, then I'm that guy. So I have a physical location, a little key shop, 650 Pennsylvania Avenue in DC, Eastern Market. I created that to give customers someplace else to go besides the dealership. I call the dealer the dealership, because
Absolutely.
the
Let's talk about it.
dealers
Absolutely.
they've had the monopoly on the automotive locksmith business for years. And so customers need to have someplace else to go beside the dealership. And that's what I hope to create in the little key shop in DC on Pennsylvania Avenue. So I don't have any competition. It's just me.
Nice.
So if you need a replacement key fob, we can go directly to you?
Absolutely. This is our motto. We are 20% less the dealership and 100% less the aggravation.
Bet.
Because if you go to the dealer, they're gonna get you, because their thoughts are that there's no place else you can go. And if you had to go, you had a 2018, 2017 Toyota RAV4. If you went to the dealership tomorrow and try to have that key replaced, first of all, there's so many different types of keys. The dealer is not stocking them. So you go in, you go to the service department, you have to pay for the key. They'll order it. It's going to take a day or so to get, because we live in a world where everything is overnight. So if you go in early enough on Monday, they could have your key on Tuesday, but you got to pay for it up front. And then they're gonna when it comes in, then you got to make an appointment in service to get it programmed. So, I mean, going to the dealership, you're going to get your pockets hit, and you got to dedicate a whole day, to getting it done. Because when you go through service, I mean, you can bring your car in there at 6:30 in the morning, and 4 o'clock, your car is still sitting out back, because they're not going to take a technician off a $2,000 transmission replacement to make your $100 key. So at the little key shop, you can come in. Most keys we're going to have in stock. Most, if we have to order it, we can get it the next day, and you can wait while we program it.
Nice.
So I'm just about to get into Mercedes and BMW and some of that high dollar stuff. I'm just waiting for the demand.
Your friend Elena asked a question. How do you feel about getting key fobs on Amazon?
So you can buy keys off of Amazon. You run the risk. I have a poster on the wall in my key shop. In business, you get it 3 ways: good, fast, and cheap. You get to pick 2. The third one you don't get.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're getting it off of Amazon, it is cheap and it's fast. Guess what? It's not
working.
Good.
Oh, okay.
So in my shop, though, I'm the only place you can go, because you can't take that stuff to the dealership, because the dealership, you got to buy it from them. They're not going to program the stuff you buy off of Amazon. So that's the other thing that I've created in the little key shop. You can order that stuff off of Amazon and bring it to us. We have all of the diagnostic equipment that they have at the dealership. And I got 28 years more than the fool in the parts department, in the service department at the dealership. So you can bring that stuff to us. We'll attempt to program it. And if it doesn't program, then we can sell you some stuff that's definitely going to work. So that's the upside to what we do. Wow.
Are you 24-hour service?
I can see
Are you a
y'all
24-hour
cooking in
service?
y'all mind. So
No.
we're 24 hours emergency service, but we have business hours. We're open from 10 a.m. to 10 a.m. to 7 every day except Saturday and Sunday. We're open 10 a.m. to 5 on Saturday, and we're closed on Sunday because I need to be, getting my happy hour on Sunday.
What do you consider emergency? What qualifies for emergency?
So if you ever seen my shop or my van, we open 23 hours for emergency service.
Yep. Yeah, I got
why is it 23 hours instead of 24? I need an hour to be able to say no. I can't get there.
Facts.
Right.
Next year it's gonna be 22 hours. Y'all see these glasses? I'm old.
Yep. Vaughn actually came to my house and cut a key out of his van at my house. So like that's I had never seen that done before. I mean, I don't know if there's anybody else doing that, but I know he came to the house once and he cut a key for a Honda Pilot right outside the house in the van, and it was incredible. It didn't have to go anywhere.
Yep. Wow. Right at your house.
So have you seen? I've never seen anybody else doing it out of the van. Like, are you one of the only ones that kind of can give you that service straight out the van?
Nope. 28 years ago, I was one of few, but like other businesses, once people realize there's money in these types of business, right now in the locksmith business, residential, commercial, and automotive, there are a lot of fly-by-nights out there right now. So if you went to your phone and Google locksmith, probably the first 5 people that come up first in your Google search, they're not locksmiths. There are only 4 licensed locksmiths in DC. 4. And when I say license means you went through DCRA and you paying taxes, you got you're a legitimate business. Most of what you get when you go to the internet is fly-by-nights and people who are just bought up all in. There's no such thing as a $19 locksmith. So if you Google you go to your phone and you Google locksmith close to me and some $19 or $25 stuff pop up, those are call centers trying to get your $19. Those are folks that have bought up the internet marketing and all they trying to get is that $19. So you're going to get some Middle Eastern person that's going to come out. I had a customer a couple of weeks ago an elderly lady, blocks from my shop. She called me one night and I missed her call and she called another locksmith. She had a locksmith come out and drill out 2 locks and charge her $600. 2 locks that I would have had more trouble picking my nose than picking those locks.
Wow.
They charged her $600 to drill out 2 locks. So you got to be real careful what you get when you Google locksmith near me. You can ask them, well, where are you located? And they'll say, we're going to send somebody out. I've had companies call me and ask me if I'm interested in running their stuff. So those are call centers. You got to be careful when you're trying to get a locksmith nowadays.
So that brings up, that's a good transition. Is it just you? Do you have any employees under you?
Well, I have 2 guys that I trained up, and they've been in the business for 20 years. They're seasoned locksmiths and also people that I trust and rely on because I don't just send anybody out on my stuff because locksmithing is an integrity-based business. And being a small Black business, we got to be extra in providing services to folks because, people You'll go to McDonald's and get cold fries. You'll go in and complain about the cold fries, but you ain't gonna stop eating McDonald's fries. But in small black businesses, if you get, if folks have a bad small business, black business, small black business problem, they'll swear off small black businesses. They're like, I had a bad experience, and I'm just like not using small black businesses anymore. So you got to be careful. And as a small black business, you got to bring your A game all the time. If you Google the TheLilKeyShop and look at some of our Google reviews, you'll see we probably have one or two less than favorable reviews, and it'll be because people couldn't get the business. They came by and I was out on the service call. Look at them. You'll see. Because we, as a small black business, we got to bring our A game all the time. There's no day off.
Do you have any stories of, a really tough job, and kind of talk about, what you learned in that and how you apply it to your business today?
Well, so when people talk about how good I am, I'm good because of the mistakes that I made. And that's not just in the locksmith business. That's in life. If you made mistakes, so this is my motto, and I'm trying to get it on button, T-shirts, and caps, and all of that. You got to live, learn, and grow. So if you're living and not learning and not growing, then you're going to be an old fool. So I've gotten to where I am in this business because of the mistakes that I've made. Because I've made the mistakes and I've learned from them and I've grown from them. So that's most of what's made me really good at what I do. I mean, I was featured in the Washington Post August 13th, 1999, 3 pages, keys for the city. Y'all can look that up. I mean, I've been to the White House twice. I mean, I never thought that I would be this person in the locksmith business. I mean, my background is x-rays, bones, and joint space. So I never thought that I would be where I am today.
Is there an era to the business when you decide to walk away from it?
So, I have 5 daughters, and I would have liked to pass it on to them. My biggest, I don't even know the word to give it, is I haven't been able to train or bring someone else into business with the same drive and integrity and determination that I've had. I mean, if you have kids, I mean, when I think about the businesses that have gone under Heckingers and Dog Drugs, it's because the offsprings didn't have the drive that the founders had. So one of my daughters was like, she was the most prissy one of my daughters, actually embraced the business like I never expected. I mean, she would come in have 6-inch heels and pencil skirts, but she could identify a key 10 times better than me. So, in fact, one of them is calling me right now, talking about don't mention me. Shut it up. Can y'all hear my phone ringing? That's one of the daughters.
You saying too much.
Yes, it's been a great ride. It really has. Like I say, 28 years I've been in it. I've managed to, get recognized. And I understand why Black folks don't, kind of steer clear of the whole entrepreneurship thing, because it's a lot of work. It's not peaches and cream. It's long hours and going in when you don't want to. I mean, 9:15 people are at my shop, standing out of my shop, stressing me out about $3 keys. So
what is it then?
When I'm trying to have my coffee and listen to my hair grow.
So I mean, you talk about it that the entrepreneurship isn't for everybody, and why Black people are scared. Like, what is it about it that motivates you?
Well, the motivation is it's nothing like working for yourself. Nothing. I mean, it's a whole different type of grind, but it's rewarding. I mean, I'm trying to imagine what it would be like for me nowadays to try to go fill out an application. I wouldn't even be able to recognize it. I'm like, what is this?
Your daughter's a
Wow.
comment in the comment section. You have to play this back and watch the conversation that's going on with your daughter.
They said what?
Your daughter's they're commenting all through this comment section, and yeah, you might just go play it back when it's all said and done and see what you.
Oh yeah, I'm sure it's gonna be funny. Because my daughters are hilarious. Let me move back to my desk. Any questions? Y'all got questions?
The comment section is so funny. Good old Pops. We missed you, Eric. It's been a couple weeks. Maybe break character. I don't even know where I'm at right now. All right, let me see. So 27 years of business, right? And their business had to be done differently back then at apparently to what it is now, because now you have social media, you've got all these different platforms to just advertise your business on. So are you partaking in any of this social media, this free advertising that you can do that you couldn't do necessarily at the beginning of the business? You're on mute. You gotta unmute, Vaughn. You're on mute.
So 28 years ago, there wasn't no internet. So it was the one book in the yellow pages. And I spent a ton of money.
Oh no.
Oh, come on. Hold on, wait a minute.
So the one thing that I learned is don't do martinis during the podcast.
This is so.
Give me another martini. So 28 years. Can everybody just calm down?
This is classic, man. Go ahead, man.
My girl just said, "Are you still muted?" No. But I'm out the bathroom.
Yeah.
Anyhow, 28 years ago, there was only the yellow pages in the one book. And I spent $5,000 a month in yellow page and one book advertisement, and I killed them. I mean, the first 10 years, I killed them, the yellow page and the one book. So my biggest problem right now in the business is marketing is different. So if you're not social media or internet marketing savvy, then it's going to be hard for you to make it. And that's my biggest drawback right now. I don't, what's the use in having $80,000 worth of equipment in my shop and 28 years of experience if don't nobody know I'm there? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So think about nobody wants to take their car to this dealership. Nobody. In most cases, they don't care about what it's going to cost to do, but they don't want to be all day doing it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think that's the niche right there.
You know what I'm saying? You go to the dealership, you take your car, you think you smart, and you get up extra early in the morning, you had your coffee and all of that, you kicked the dog and rubbed the wife, and went to the dealership at 6:30 thinking you got there early, you're going to get your car done. 3 o'clock, you go around the back, your car is still there. So at my shop, if you come in and we have your key in stock, I want to say within 20 minutes to an hour, you're going to have your key and be on your way.
Nice.
You're going to save 20% less the dealer, and The 100% less the aggravation is that you didn't have to sit in the service in the what do you call it, weight room 8 hours watching Springer drinking shitty coffee while your key was being programmed. We're gonna get you in and out.
Yeah, most people don't even know. Like, I didn't know that you didn't have to go to the dealership to go get a new fob. So,
yep, I had my customers come in and tell me about how the dealer told them they the only person can program their key. I was programming keys before the dealer.
Nice. And the hardest thing nowadays is that, like you said, that fob, all these computerized, keyless entry kind of things. And most of the time, when you get like a used car that has them, they only come with one key.
Yep. Even the newer cars are coming with one key because the manufacturers don't want to spend money to do two. They like, so this whole transponder thing came into play around in everyday cars in 1997. 3 cars, the Dodge Neon, the Honda Accord, which was the most stolen car in America, Dodge Neon, Honda Accord, and it was Dodge Neon, Honda Accord, and the Ford. Those 3 were the first everyday car manufacturers for the transponder. It started in 1997. It started because the Honda Accord was the most popular, the number 1 car being stolen in America. Number 1. And it was number 1 because the lock housing was made out of aluminum. I mean, aluminum will crack like a eggshell if you hit it with a screwdriver and a hammer. No, I would like to have another martini. She trying to give me water. Where do you do that at? Anyhow, so the insurance company said to the manufacturers, if you don't figure out a way to prevent these cars from being stolen, then the customers are not going to be able to afford them. And there you have it. There comes the transponder and the keys. And so that's how it began. And by 2005, almost all cars had some kind of transponder. And when I say, people think when I say transponder, they thinking about the remotes and keys. That's not the transponder part. It's a little chip inside the key that without the ignition in the car reading that chip, the car is not going to start. So you can break out the ignition, but the car is not going to start. Wow. So that's what transponder is. So I have customers come in my shop all the time, and they can't understand why it is they used to paying $3 for their key, and now that $3 key is $100. So the manufacturers didn't trip off it because they're going to pass the cost off to the consumer. You dig what I'm saying? So yes, your key is $100. You got to pay that. We're going to put in the technology, but you're going to pay for the keys. So you can actually buy late model cars today that will only have one key.
Yep.
Yes, you can.
We got a question for you. The question is, where do you hail? Past Master Corner here, Fellowship Lodge number 26 is asking.
Hiram number 4. Prince Hall, Hiram number 4, DC.
There you go. And then your daughters are still. We need
my
visuals.
daughter's gonna be carrying on.
Look, we need visuals. We need to podcast prep you.
Let's stay on topic. Can everybody just calm down? Everybody.
But no, I gave you some homework to do. And we talked about it a little earlier. As we get ready to transition, I asked you, we asked everybody the top 3 albums and their top 3 movies of all time. So we're going to start with your movies, and then we'll go to your albums.
Me?
Yep.
The album I'm going to mention, nobody's ever heard of, and you're not even going to be able to find it.
Okay.
Jared Scott, "Image of You" is the
Okay.
song on that album. And if you old school, what was that Melvin Lindsay did? The
WHUR.
Quiet Storm, old school Quiet Storm. You'll be able to find that.
Nice. We got a DJ on in the podcast. He might have it.
If he play that before I go, I'm gonna be his biggest and newest fan.
There you go. Okay. So what about your movie?
Movies. I'm a movie person. I've seen a lot of great movies. The Wiz. No, I'm just kidding. Can everybody just calm down? What was the one with the I can't even remember the name of the movie. Yeah, skip me. I'm slow. And I'm on 2 martinis.
All right, there you go. All right, so hold on. Before we do that, let's thank Vaughn real quick. All right, so if you're just tuning in, we have our Black Business Series tonight with the Little Key Shop and Mr. Vaughn Marshall who sat down with us tonight. So Vaughn, thank you for joining us for our Black Business Series.
Thank you for having me. Thank you. Real talk. I've really enjoyed this.
This is probably one of the best shows we've done in a long time, the funniest shows. It's really good. And that's the reason why we're doing Black Business Series, because you never know what's in your backyard. You never know somebody you sit next to, walking down the street next to, they have a business, they need support, or they're the best at their craft. Right? You don't have to go to a dealership and pay $800, $400 plus to get quality service and something that works, and someone that could potentially come to your house and do it for you. So, but again, we want to thank Vaughn for joining us tonight, Vaughn. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And now from here, let me set you up properly.
All right. So, Vaughn, this segment right here, usually Cleo would have kind of gave me a little introduction to this. I typically piss people off with this segment. This is that moment of, I have a strong opinion about things, right? And it's very hard to knock me off of that stance. This week, as you can see below, boom, right there, right? That the jalapeno chip flavor, understand when I say flavor, is the best chip flavor out there. Don't talk to me about no barbecue chips, because them shits is trash. Don't talk to me about no cheddar, nothing, all of that. Now, you may have a close second with, maybe sour cream and onion, but breath gonna be on, on mark after that. So my thing is, can't nobody talk me down from saying that jalapeno flavored chips is the best flavor out there. I'd argue anybody down right now.
Salt and pepper.
Get out of here.
The jalapeno, baby.
See?
Jalapeno all day.
Jalapeno is great, but I think that if I had to only have one chip for the rest of my life, it might be those hint of lime Tostitos.
Oh, there you go. Hint of lime. But you gotta have the hint of lime with the right stuff, though. But
I'm just waiting for them to pull out the scoops. Once they do some hint of lime scoops, the game is over. I know they're just keeping it in the vault for when their stock drops and they need something to boost up.
I might have to send those out there. I think the West Coast already got that out here.
So
yeah, they're not feeding us out here on the East.
None of y'all feeling rap snacks?
Get off. Put your mic on. Don't get me wrong. No. I will support it because they doing their thing. But
okay, what about the crab chips? The Old Bay chip. You're not feeling those either,
Bruh, why that's seafood. I want to eat an actual seafood that tastes like that has the Old Bay seasoning. I don't want to eat a chip that tastes like I should be eating seafood. Like, what are we talking about right now?
Mario potato chips.
No, Pops, look, Pops, those are fire. Those are a close second. But again, a lot of people taste buds ain't ready for that. They don't get me wrong, the salt and pepper is cool, but for real, it's got to be the salt with the cracked black pepper.
Exactly.
Those.
Where there was only plain and barbecue.
We elevated from that.
And it was just
Kettle cooked.
Hey,
The cracked pepper and the sea salt.
I'll tell you this: your third martini tastes better with these jalapeno chips than other barbecue.
After my third martini, it ain't gonna matter what it tastes like.
Those hint of limes might bring out the flavor of that martini.
The third martini, it ain't gonna matter. Real talk.
I'm with you though, E. I like
you could sneak a OG after that. A butt chip.
Yeah, he must not adapt it to the crab. Dill pickles.
See, that's the interesting thing about y'all. But I come up in the era where I didn't need my phone to take pictures. You dig what I'm saying? So I don't need my barbecue chips to taste like pickles.
I feel it. See, that's what I mean. We elevated the flavors, but like they was getting out of pocket when they was, okay, don't get me wrong. When they were doing the collabs with like people were coming up with, what combinations that, you feeling like that was cool, but then it started to get totally out of pocket where you were just putting two things together just to say, but that's what you're supposed to eat with the chip. You're supposed to get the chip and then put it with something so you get that combination flavor. Not now the chip got all the combinations, you just snacking on them. Like, I don't know. The jalapeno chip is
y'all got bored with a barbecue chip. Really?
Nah, you know what it was. I'm gonna be honest with you, and I'm gonna have everybody on here go ahead and speak to it. They started changing up the flavor of the barbecue chip when they started putting that fake shit in there, and then now it don't taste the same. If it wasn't the Utz potato chips, other than that, the Utz barbecue, name another chip bag that had the barbecue taste like that.
None.
I'm about to go.
I don't care what none of y'all say.
I'm going like y'all going with the Old Bay. Like, I don't want barbecue chips. I want a rib. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want no chips.
Screw that chip. Give me a rib.
Exactly.
I get it. I'm there. I'm with you on that one. Yes, I don't need my chips to taste like crabs. I need crabs to taste like crabs.
Right.
So E, is it just this brand? Because the Utz brand. First of all, a kettle chip is amazing. I like the crunch, but I think Utz has a jalapeno chip too. That's pretty dope. So I agree.
It's all around the flavor. Don't get me wrong. There's some jalapeno ones out there that are just like whatever. But this Miss Vicky's brand right here, it holds down the actual. You get the spice and the seasoning and the chip, and you get a crunch where you get. So it's all three. You don't just fall into it for the flavor, but the chips be trash. And again, it kind of has a little bit of that kettle feel to it.
Oh, y'all gotta bring me back. I gotta try that chip, and y'all bring me back on 3 martinis, so I can really tell you what that shit. Tell you what that tastes like.
3 martini reviews. That could be a new segment.
There you go.
Vaughn, you know what goes good with martini?
Chips.
All right, so that was a good segue. Oh, by the way, everybody that's watching, real quick, if you're new to the show, we are sneakerheads, and so we gave our sneakers its own portion. But this is important right here. This is where you can find us at. These are all the platforms, but most importantly, since you are watching on YouTube, please like and subscribe to our channel. You don't have to come back, but like and subscribe and help us to try and get monetized. Trying to do something, but yeah. So again, we're on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, SoundCloud, Spotify now, Google Play, iTunes. That's We Are Something Else Podcast or WRSE Podcast. So again, I want to thank everybody for joining. Again, if you're new to the show, all right. So I'm not gonna do that anymore. But so we always start off with a copper drop. So CB, what we got this week?
Ooh.
Yeah, so these are re-releasing T-Mac 2s. They're basically one of the most popular Tracy McGrady shoes of all time. And so they're basically doing a re-release in the all-star colorways that he has. So you got the blue. There's also one that's in red. Patent leather. These aren't the shoes he was wearing when he dropped, what was that, like 13 points in 35 seconds. But, you know, these are, in my opinion, these were the best T-Mac shoes. These are the ones that I think of from back in the day. I don't know if I will cop immediately, but it's something that I'll keep my eye on as far as like restocks and stuff go.
Gotcha. So Vaughn, this we go around and we ask everybody if you had the opportunity, cop them. Would you put this in your collection or drop them? Meaning, hell no, I'm not putting these in the collection. I'll answer mine next. But,
so y'all know I'm old school, so that's not my style. I mean, I'm gonna look at those on y'all feet and be like, ooh, yeah.
Gotcha.
I'm gonna be like, yeah, that's all right. Get it in. Like when I look at these straight legs on y'all nowadays.
You just straight carry everybody on the body.
Can everybody just calm down? Skinny jeans, yeah, I love them on y'all. But my 12s ain't going through those.
There you go. CB, what's the price points on this? Do we know?
I don't have the price, but they're dropping on the 12th. That's the drop date is the 12th. But yeah, they're not. It's not. I don't think it's like a Jordan retro or something where it's going to be like 170 and up. You know, it's not going to. I don't think it's as cheap as the Dunks. You know, that are 100 or 110. I think the price range somewhere in the middle there.
Yeah, I'm dropping those. It's been a while since I dropped something, but I'm dropping. I didn't like when Adidas was doing the space shoe. I didn't like the Kobe's, like only the Crazy Eights, but I didn't like the other ones. And the knees right here, it doesn't seem comfortable as a basketball shoe. And you would think like that goes into a whole nother topic of like premier athletes and their signature shoes like being horrible. But yeah, I'm dropping E.
Yeah, I'm dropping those just because I don't want to get shot out here. So with them all blue shoes on.
They got red ones too, E.
They do all red.
And all red ones I can wear where I'm at and I'll be all right, but not those. But that's a drop. I mean, those are like maybe a restock just to have, like, to say it's in the collection, just for the athlete that he was. But I'd rock them anywhere.
Right.
Yes.
Superfly.
We don't do enough T-Mac appreciation, man, for like the brilliance of that dude on the court. It's a drop for me for the shoe, but it's just a cop for just T-Mac in his career. Like he was just incredible, man. And if you didn't get a chance to see him play, you know what I mean, you definitely missed something special. So I kind of salute it from just the standpoint of
Yes.
continuing to, you know what I mean, talk about his legacy, because he was just a brilliant dude on the court, man.
Yes.
All right. So from there we got CB. You want to go first since you're in the bubble?
In the big box. Yeah.
There you go.
So, it's not always about the joints that are, a few $100 or that we had to enter into like some crazy, raffle for the right to buy them. These joints I got for like $27.
Nice.
But these are like busting these out. Show them again.
Nice. I remember those.
Yeah, just because this is the kind of weather with the snow that we just got. This is how I was feeling. Like I needed like a Sherpa or something on there. And that's got like some of the details, which, this is like a winter Asics, which I'm sure that some people didn't even know that they made those kinds of things.
Yeah, is it like waterproof or anything?
They're not waterproof, but that's why I have the spray. Gotcha. So, but yeah,
Rust-Oleum.
Exactly. But yeah, these got like suede and stuff on there, which would totally get wrecked by regular moisture. So, I think they did this more for the aesthetic, but yeah, I would definitely be spraying these down before I actually rock them out.
Nice. Superfly, you come to play?
Nah, not tonight, fellas.
Okay. There we go. All right, E.
I'm gonna hit him with the right there. I'm gonna hit him with this some classics you can never go wrong. These are actually a gift from a young queen that knew that I was that I'm into Rocco's Modern Life.
Hey.
So she thought about me and got the color scheme, the colorway of the Rocco Modern Life. Again, just a classic shoe, classic band. Can't go wrong with it at all.
That's green and yellow, or yellow and blue.
So it's green. It's like 2 shades of green on this side.
Okay.
And then of course the blue with the purple on that one.
Nice. Alternate laces or just one lace?
Just one lace, but I thought about throwing a different lace in here based upon the two different sides of the color.
Right. Okay. All right, I'll bring it home, fellas.
Knocking it out the park, huh?
We'll see. So
he got the bun on today. He's about to do it.
Finally got my hands.
There it is.
On a pair of these.
Dreamer 2s.
Yeah.
So I got a question. Did you purchase those or did those come as a gift in the mail?
You want me to give up all my secrets on live TV?
Yeah.
That's what this
He got a gift. Tell it to shame the devil.
There you go, right?
Wow.
Yeah. So for those who don't know, right? So those who don't know, these are the Dreamer 2s. This is J. Cole's second shoe in his signature series with Puma. And look, as we know, Puma has been. Oh, this is the bottom. Puma has brought their way back into the game big time. Since Jay took, they went from a classic, almost just like a classic silhouette shoe, and then they tried to get Vince back in the day. Vince got bought out the contract, we know, by Nike because those shoes were horrible. And then I think once they brought Jay on as director of the athletic side of that shoe, like I think the whole line of shoes just changed. So I think that Puma's doing it big right now. Then from there, what do you do? Just like Adidas did. Adidas was kind of lost for a while, and then you go get Pharrell, you go get Kanye, you get relatable people that people know, and then from there, like it goes off. So I think that I think they're pretty comfortable too. So
would have been a hard collab.
What's that?
Would have been a J. Cole and a Nip Puma shoe.
Sheesh.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. And you know what?
Yes.
Cole is a huge. It was friends with Nip, so I wouldn't put that out of his mind as he would do a colorway, with the marathon something on it. So
like if he gets with Lauren or something to try to put that together, you know what I mean? I feel like they could totally do something Crenshaw related. Like that would be amazing.
Yeah,
Mhm.
definitely.
Yes.
So I want to thank everybody for sitting in tonight, joining the show. Again, we want to thank Mr. Vaughn Marshall from the Little Key Shop for joining us.
Thank you, y'all. Thank you for having me.
Here's all his social his media right here. TheLilKeyShop.com. At the Little Key Shop on all social media platforms. I know definitely IG. I think I seen it on Facebook too, Vaughn. Right? You on Facebook?
Yes, Facebook,
Yep. So
Instagram.
look, hit them up. You need them. People always looking for ways out of waiting at a dealership for your keys. Vaughn's gonna provide you service. Like we're gonna post all your stuff on our page, Vaughn, to let people know where they can find you, and your contact if they ask for it. But I want to thank everybody for watching. Next week we are back with our Black Business Series again, and next week we're gonna have Face to Face by Ebony Monique. Got a lady representing next week, and she's gonna talk. She's an esthetician, so we're gonna talk about that and skincare and how to take care of yourself. So that should be good. But let's see. We got a couple comments before we dip out of here. On that note,
I didn't use them.
Vaughn, stay on for a second, Vaughn. Stay on.